After it was raided by investigators in 2003, following a series of child molestation charges, Jackson abandoned it until his death in 2009. The ranch has been sitting in legal limbo ever since, with no clear potential residents emerging. That's why one group of friends decided that they had to sneak a peek inside by breaking in. While that action may have been questionable, certainly in terms of legality, the pictures they shared were nonetheless fascinating. Is this the weirdest place on Earth? That depends on how you look at it and what your feelings are about Michael Jackson himself. Regardless of how you feel about this enigmatic figure, though, there's no overstating how interesting his Neverland ranch remains. Something about the history of the ranch, combined with all the creepy statues, gives Neverland an extra unsettling vibe. This is certainly fascinating for anyone who's ever grown up listening to Michael Jackson's music and followed his career.
Let me ask you this. Do you recognize the handwriting on these two sheets?
Yes.
Do you know whose handwriting it is?
It's mine.
Do you know what these documents are?
Yeah.
What is this?
Crazy stories that people have created. Things I wanted to set straight in an interview.
Do you know with whom this interview was?
I think it could have been Diane Sawyer, whatever the interview was that I wanted to do. I wanted to set the record straight, that if people hear a lie long enough, people believe it, that people have lied on me. I'm a black American and I'm proud of it, and I'm honored of it. The bleach skin rumor, which is a rumor, I don't bleach my skin. They once said I wanted a white kid to play me as a child, which was a rumor. Inauguration rumor, saying I didn't want to do President Clinton's inauguration. I'm not gay. He says, don't judge a person unless you have spoken to them one-on-one, which is true. Because what you hear is a lie, untrue. I can't make out this part there.
It is illegible in portions, that's true.
And Jesus said to love the children and be like children, be youthful and be innocent and be pure and honorable. He was talking to his apostles, and they were fighting over who's the greatest among themselves. And he said, whoever humbled yourself like this child is the greatest among me. And he always surrounded himself with children. And that's how I was raised, to believe and to be like that and to imitate that. I don't know what you're trying to make out of this.
Some of the decor was truly disturbing, especially given the severe allegations levied against the previous owner. One might think that, considering such accusations, Jackson wouldn't have wanted to have something like this made.
We have to cover it, so let's ask about it. What's the relationship that you had with Michael Jackson?
Had or have? I mean, it's kind
Had
of,
both.
you know, whatever.
Let's go with had to
Listen,
have.
no, he's a good friend of mine, and he still is. I mean, everything that's going on, I mean, it's unfortunate. It's an unfortunate situation for everyone involved, and, you know,
How did you first get to meet him?
I first met him, he kind of called me randomly, like out of the blue. He just kind of like, hi, it's Michael. And I was like, hey. And the thing
This was after Home Alone?
This is after Home Alone. I actually had met him before I was doing Nutcracker at Lincoln Center. I was playing Fritz, and he came backstage one day, and I actually met him very briefly. And he kind of recognized me because it was after I'd done Uncle Buck, and so he kind of mentioned something. And then he calls me up kind of out of the blue. And it's kind of just this weird random thing. And he was like, why don't you come over to my house? And the thing is, I didn't react to him the way most people did. Most people were like, Michael Jackson. And, you know, I mean, he was a god to people. And to me, he was, you know, I knew he was a pop singer, but beyond that, you know, I wasn't one of the fans. I think that's one of the reasons why we connected, was the fact that, you know, believe me, I call him a jerk all the time. I call him a fathead and this and that, you know, and he
brother
gets
knew
it.
him too?
Yeah, no, we all did. I mean, he was, you know, a family friend.
What happened at the house? That's what all these things
It's,
people
you know, that's
are concerned
what's
about.
so weird, you know.
What did happen?
Nothing happened. You know, I mean, nothing really. I mean, we played video games. You know, we played it as an amusement park. Well, the thing is with that whole thing is that they go, oh, you slept in the same bedroom as him. It's like, I don't think you understand. Michael Jackson's bedroom is 2 stories. And it has like 3 bathrooms and this and that. So when I slept in his bedroom, yeah, but you have to understand the whole scenario. And the thing is with Michael is that he's not very good at explaining himself, and he never really has been, because he's not a very social person. I mean, you're talking about someone who's been sheltered and sheltering himself also for the last like 30 years, or and so he's not very good at communicating to people and not very good at conveying what he's actually trying to say to you. And so when he says something like that, people, he doesn't quite understand why people react the way that they do.
Why do you think he likes young people?
It's because the same reason why he liked me was the fact that I didn't care who he was. That was the thing. I talked to him like he was a normal human being. And that's what, and kids do that to him because he's not, I mean, he's Michael Jackson, the pop singer, but he's not the god of, the king of pop or anything like that. He's just, a guy who's actually very kid-like himself and wants to go out there and wants to play video games with you.
Did your parents encourage it?
They weren't against it. It wasn't like they encouraged it or like pushing me upon it. It was just kind of like I wanted to hang out with them, and they were fine with it.
So what do you make of what he's going through now?
Like like I said, it's unfortunate, and it's a circus right now.
You think it's a bad rap?
I think so, yeah. I mean, it's, I mean, listen, like, look what happened the first time this happened to him. If someone had done something like that to my kid, I would, I wouldn't just settle for some money. I'd make sure the guy was in jail, and it just really goes to show. I mean, as soon as, they got the money and they ran. I mean, that's really what happened the first time. And so, I don't know, it's a little crazy, and I kind of have taken a step back from the whole thing, because it is a bit of a circus, and, if the same thing was happening to me, I wouldn't want to drag him into it, and vice versa. So I try my best to keep a distance from it, but like I said, he's still a friend of mine.
Would you be a character witness? Would you appear?
I guess so, but I'd probably not. I mean, like I said, it's crazy, and I don't really want to be a part of it,
But you like him.
I like him, and he's a friend of mine. I'm not saying I wouldn't do something like that. It just hasn't been brought up to me, and I don't think he'd want me to either. Just because, like I said, if the same thing was happening to me, I wouldn't want him.
What reaction has happened to you from all of this?
What do you mean?
I mean, people. Do people inquire of you a lot about it?
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, people always have like their opinions, and they always, it's funny. I mean, people always talk to me about him because, I'm one of these people who will tell you anything about my life, really, to get me going, And so, yeah, I mean, I freely and openly talk about him and stuff like that. But overall, he's just a good friend of mine.
But you wish him well?
Yes, of course I do.
What's fascinating to me about you is that obviously you have this childlike aura about you. And I see children with you and they play with you like you are one of them. But a child did not do this. A child did not put this together.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, this is really magnificent.
Well, thank you. I love to do things for children, and I try to imitate Jesus. And I'm not saying I am Jesus. I'm not saying
we're clear on that.
Right. I'm trying to imitate Jesus in the fact that he said to be like children, to love children, to be as pure as children, and to make yourselves as innocent and see the world through eyes of wonderment and the whole magical quality of it all. And I love that. And we have the children, like we'll have like 100 bald-headed children here who they all have cancer, and they're running around and they're enjoying themselves, and it just makes me cry happy tears that I was able to do that for them. We're so pleased.
Well, when I came here about a month ago to shoot commercials with you for promoting tonight's event, one of the things that really impressed me the most, and I hope you guys are getting shots of this. I don't know how you are if all the cameras are on us, but we got other cameras. Is that there are built inside the walls here beds for some of those sick children. And what I realized when I saw that is that you have to be a person who really cares about children to build it into your architecture.
Yes. We have children that come who are intravenously, they're very sick and they're bedridden, and they
can't sit up.
Right, they can't sit up. And these beds, they're hospital beds. You push a button, they move up and they move down, and they're able to watch. We have a magic show. We show the current films, if it's cartoons, anything, and anything so they can escape to that world of magic that they don't get a chance to experience, the world that I was deprived of.
Now let me ask you this. I believe everything happens in people's lives for a reason. Do you think that had you not missed a lot of the life and fun and fantasy of childhood that you would be so in touch with children today? Would you relate to them as
I
you do?
probably would, but not as much. That's why I wouldn't change a thing, because I'm happy with the way things are and my caring for young people and everything.
Are you really happy now? Because you've seemed sad for a long time.
I was sad for years and years and years, but I'm happy. I'm getting there, yes. I'm very happy.
And what's made you happier?
Being able to give back, and to help people. Heal the World Foundation, which I formed, which helps children in healing and the world. We're doing Heal LA, which is, we have 3 goals in mind: the immunization of children, mentoring, a big sister, big brother program, and education on drug abuse. And Jimmy Carter has teamed up with us to do Heal Atlanta. And we're going to go from state to state healing. We've done Sarajevo, we've done lots of places.
I know we have photographs of you from all over the world where you're with all of these children. One of the things I was saying before we went to the last break, before the alarm went off in the house and all of that, is that we were talking about the rumors.
It is the craziest story I have ever heard. I mean, why would I just want me? And nobody else could be on the show, just me. I mean, that's so stupid to me. I mean, it's crazy. That's not even in my heart. I would never say anything like that. Again, somebody made it up and the whole world believed it. It's so false. It's incredible.
What do you want most? What do you want the world to know about you most? I asked Liz that of you. What do you want them to know?
Like to be remembered for?
Well, not be remembered for. What about known for now? Forget remembered.
Oh, known for now. That's to be an artist, a great artist. I love what I do, and I would love people to love what I do. And to be loved, I just simply want to be loved wherever I go, all over the world, because I love people of all races from my heart with true affection.
Gene Siskel, who's a movie critic, asked me this question once, and I love the question. So I'm going to ask you. You're 34 years old. What do you know for sure?
What do I know for sure?
What do you know for sure?
Oh, boy. I'm still learning. I mean, life is an education for me. I can't say I know anything for sure. Well, I really believe that.
I can't thank you enough for letting us in, and I wish you all the happiness in the world. I love being here because it makes me feel like a child again, and one of the things I promised myself was when this interview was over, live around the world, I was going to go get on that Ferris wheel, and that is exactly what I intend to do. I'm going to take off my blue shoes, and I'm going to ride on the Ferris wheel. I'm going to have a good time, have myself a little popcorn maybe, and maybe when it's all over, you'll teach me how to do the moonwalk when everybody's not watching. Maybe that'll be
okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah. This was fun.
Yeah, lots of...
There was definitely a lot of other creepy stuff to be found around the complex too, such as these strange magazines and demonic statues below. People know Jackson for a lot of things, but the occult is rarely one of them.